We're here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park with Ron Fellows, getting a personal tour today. Just want to talk about your last little while leading up to and since the announcement about you getting a truck race.
It's been a great week since we had the announcement about the Camping World Truck Series event last Friday, and yeah, we're obviously thrilled to be able to host one of NASCAR's major U.S. touring series, and yeah, the response has been extremely positive, obviously. We were selling tickets right away, so it's great news. This place it's extremely special to me. You know, certainly to Miles. Carlo's very passionate about the history of this place, and most importantly, the fans feel a level of ownership to this because it's been here so long, and what's raced here, it's progress. You know, and the biggest thing is you've got to have, in order to be successful, you've got to be able to have essentially 21st century corporate hosting. And you know, with Carlo's vision, his commercial real estate development background, you know, what you see is just an absolute fabulous. It's going to be a fabulous facility, and you know, it's walking through the 21st century, but we still have this historic road course that is fast, gets your attention, commands respect. Yeah, that won't change. You know, at the ALMS races in particular, when we took ownership in June of 2011, at the very next ALMS race at Lime Rock, the response was, "You're not changing the track, are you? We love the track. Love driving the track. You know, we're not changing the track. You know, we have the facility and this infrastructure needed to be upgraded, and that's obviously what the focus has been. Yes, there's some detail that needs to be done around the racetrack, but you know, the layout is not going to change, because that's what makes this place special. Yeah.
Like you said, it's been no secret what you've been doing here in terms of the infrastructure, but can you just talk a little about the behind the scenes on getting the race side of things? What happened with NASCAR in that process?
Yeah, I don't think we have enough airtime.
But obviously you weren't building this for club racing as much as they'll get to enjoy it along with everyone else.
Well, well, we knew the pits needed to be upgraded. The entire pit lane needed to be upgraded, so that was in the plan anyway. But essentially, in August of 2011, when I was doing the Sprint Cup race at Watkins Glen, ironically, we got rained out on the Sunday, and I got a chance to talk to Steve O'Donnell, who's the senior VP of racing operations for NASCAR. He's a key guy. He's involved with all the decision making for all three series, and that's when we first chatted about you know, what we're doing here, and we'd love to host you know, trucks or nationwide or both. And kind of went from there. So it's a long process of them getting to know us, and they certainly know me, but getting to know Carlo, George Silverman, who runs all the regional touring series. He's very familiar with the place, obviously, with the Canadian Tire Series. George was essentially became an ambassador for us, because he was the one that had the most knowledge of the place. And that's how it evolved. It was again a number of meetings, finalized by a visit here this past September, where they did a lot of the senior guys, including Steve O'Donnell, came here and did a site visit and an overall inspection. Brent Bodine was here, and by the time he got to turn 4, he was like, "Man, this place is awesome." He loved it, and there's a guy who grew up in Chemung, New York, not far from Watkins Glen.
Right.
Yeah, a similar era-built racetrack, and like I said, everyone's excited. You know, one of the nice things about NASCAR is they're great people to deal with, and they're going to take their time to make a decision and make it right, because they want it to be long term, and given that. They're now, we're going to be essentially dealing with one sanctioning body for not only NASCAR, but also for sports car racing.
Yeah.
You know, I think our timing's pretty good.
Getting back to your Truck Series event, some of the guys who you might have heard from already, in terms of, in addition to the series regulars, some of the other people you think might want to come out and be part of this.
Yeah, you know, it's you've got a couple of some high-profile owners in Camping World Truck Series. In terms of getting getting a cup driver, that's not going to happen. That's an Atlanta weekend for the regulars. But we'll have, certainly there's been interest. I've talked to a couple of teams, and they've got the young drivers they've got are already on iRacing.
Yes.
Trying to figure out motorsports.
Brush it up.
Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. So it should be fun. I think.
And especially the Canadians too. The way it was happening in Montreal, where that was such a big part of it. Like yourself and Jacques and Ranger and the different guys who were able to get into vehicles. It's
one of the things that NASCAR talked about was when you go to it could be in Iowa or whatever, when you're running a truck series or nationwide, you have the opportunity to have the local talent get an opportunity, and that's what they really like. And certainly having the Camping World Truck Series here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park will do exactly that. You'll see, I'm guessing, at least 3 or 4 of the drivers from the Canadian Tire Series will likely have already likely started looking at talking to teams and looking at what opportunities might be available, and be pretty smart on some of the Truck Series teams to pick one of those guys, because they know their way around here, and I would say have a pretty good chance at success.
It could almost be like the old ASA days when remember the Cadman and the guys would get in and people who hadn't been around here before didn't do so well, considering in spite of how good they were. But
I will say it's a different era, and I've been doing the NASCAR road races for 15 or 16 years, I guess. And when I first got into it, it didn't matter what series you're in. It was a handful of guys, even Sprint Cup. There's only a handful of guys that were really decent at it that you were going to have to race. And that's not like that anymore. The sort of the young guys who are quick study are very keen, because they know the road racing is not an afterthought. They are
points race like everything else.
Points are so critical. It's gotten so competitive that you can't take a race off.
Yeah, there's no throwaways.
You got to be well prepared to do the best job you can, and do your homework, and show up and be a contender. And that's what you generally see in nationwide races, and certainly Camping World Truck Series won't be any different. Okay,
and I'm sure you're busy, and I don't know if you thought about it or not yet, but obviously people are asking you if it came together, there was an opportunity. Would you like to be in it?
That's a tough one. I'm not sure. I'm sort of in a different place now. I am so excited about what's going on here with the track, and the opportunity to work with Carlo and really develop this place, and the partnership we have with Canadian Tire now. And to have right from the get-go, it was can we get a major U.S. NASCAR event here, and here we are. It's happened. So
you could just be as happy sitting up there on the corner looking out at
I may well be just kind of watching it all evolve, but never say never when it comes to being back in the Truck Series.
You can see from the photos that you took previously that the event center is underway. We're extending pit road specifically, or pit lane for the trucks that are coming in September, the long weekend in September. So we need to do that in order to accommodate that, which we're obviously very excited about.
And you said you've got so far a good fall season, that you've made a lot of progress.
Well, the things were looking a little rough there at the beginning of November, but the weather, the weather gods are with us again, as they were last fall, and so we're confident we'll have all of this work done before the snow flies this year.
Okay, and just talk about your personal journey from 2 years ago, I guess, not even a year and a half, to
you're involved in this to where you are now, hosting a major NASCAR event.
We are. We're thrilled. You know, our plans are on track. We're where we wanted to be when we wanted to be there. So we've got a major NASCAR event. We're so excited about that. They're such nice people. They've been very supportive, and I think the teams and the drivers are really excited about coming to Mosport. You know, after all, it is a driver's bucket list track, and so a lot of these young guys are just so thrilled to be able to get on it, maybe before some of the more seasoned fellas. And so, you know, we are excited. We're where we wanted to be when we wanted to be there. Our facilities are being improved as we speak. You can probably hear the machines in the background, and we continue to plan the future of Mosport, and we want to make it ready for the fan of the future. When we took possession of the place, was tired, was run down, and we recognize that. And the most important thing for us to be doing now is to ensure that the fan experience is as good as it can be.
And you're a prominent member of the corporate community. What has the reaction been to some of the people that you'd hopefully like to get involved here?
That's a great question. You know, when we started, I think the biggest single thing that we heard was that there was nothing at Mosport for us. But by way of example, the Porsche Roadshow is going to be here next spring in a big way, and they had some of the folks from Germany over just to ensure that it was going to be ready like we said it was going to be, and it will be. And they were so thrilled about the event center, because I don't think anywhere in the world they go for this roadshow, which is done every 2 years, that there's anything like what we're building here at Mosport. So they're just so excited. And I just finished lunch with the president of Porsche Canada, and he reiterated that as well. So we're getting tremendous feedback from corporate Canada that we're now finally providing that community with the facilities that they need to promote the products. All of the manufacturers today are working on the basis of experiential marketing, and so because just a drive around the block is not cutting it anymore, especially for the higher end cars.
Yes.
So putting people in seats is what sells cars today, and so we are trying to provide them with the facilities to be able to do that going forward. But we're also getting momentum from other corporate citizens within the Toronto area, particularly, that aren't necessarily involved in motorsports, but are looking for new venues to do team building.
Okay, and what do you envision next Labor Day when you look out at this property? How many people and
well,
support?
that's a great question. We want to be realistic. We don't want to overstate our expectations, but you know, we're huge believers that Toronto is the most sophisticated motorsport market in North America, and I don't mean that with any disrespect to anybody else. It's just how cosmopolitan we are here, and so we enjoy motorbikes, we enjoy open wheel, and of course everything in between. And with NASCAR coming with a real venue to the Toronto area, we think that it will be one of the more successful independent truck races in the entire series. And in this moment, it's the only road race in the venue for 2013. So that will in and of itself garner a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of speculation. I think it's going to be a great race. I think these guys are going to run the wheels right off these things.